Hi, this is John from Conferences.io, and I'm going to show you how you can upload a set of slides into our presentation mode and run your entire presentation through Conferences.io. Once you've finished putting together your PowerPoint slides, the first thing we're going to need to do is export the PowerPoint into PDF format. Before we do that though, I want to show you a couple of quick important things to note that I've set up within my PowerPoint. The first is that I've included this instructional slide at the beginning of my presentation. It shows the URL for the Conferences.io app that I'm using and just gives some simple instructions for the attendees. We always recommend putting this in at the start of your presentation, using it as an opportunity to make a quick announcement telling the attendees where to go. The other things that I've set up in here are a couple of placeholder or like flag slides in the places where I want to conduct some polling. So I put one of those here and also farther down in my presentation here. Alright, so now we're going to want to export this presentation to a PDF. It's very easy to do this. It takes 2 seconds. The only downside is that you will lose any sort of animation or transition effects if you use those. PDF formats aren't able to include those. In order to export this as a PDF, I'm just going to go to File, Save As, and then I'm going to change the format from this PowerPoint presentation to a PDF. I'm going to choose where I want to save this and go ahead and hit Save. Alright, now that we've exported our slides as a PDF, the next step is to upload them into Conferences.io. I'm going to switch over to my web browser and enter my Conferences.io session. I'm already signed in as the moderator, but you'll need to do this first before you can upload any slides. Also notice that I already have my 2 poll questions created here. So you can do these before or after you upload the slides. It doesn't matter when you create the polls, but I already have them set up here. So all that you need to do is go into your session settings, scroll down and click View and Manage Current Presentation. If there is not a default presentation waiting for you, you can just create a new one. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to call this my slide presentation, and I'll go ahead and choose to put it onto a dark background. This only applies for your polling results, whether you want to display those on a light background or dark background. It's not going to affect anything in terms of the slides that you've already created. Alright, so now my presentation's been created, and what I'm going to do now is click this button that says Upload PDF Slides. Go ahead and browse, find my file. There it is. Open it up. We can see the file name right there. And now we just need to hit upload. Uploading takes a few seconds per slide. This presentation has 22 slides, so it may take a minute or two to finish up. Okay, so now my slides have finished uploading, and what I can do is click this button that says Change Slide Order to view the slides in my presentation. So you can see all of these slides that I created in PowerPoint and uploaded as a PDF in the order that they're going to appear in my presentation. It reads from left to right, kind of going down the line like this. So I can check these out, make sure everything looks good. If you'll notice, here are my flag slides for where I want to put in my polls. There's the other one. Okay, so it looks good. Go ahead and hit save. Now what I'm going to do is embed my polling questions into this presentation. All I need to do is hit this Add Custom Slides button. scroll down a little bit and we see the 2 polls that I've created already. Now, I can add these polls one by one just by clicking on each of them, or I can hit this button that says Sync All Polls to add all of my polls at one time. So I'll go ahead and do that. Just gives you this little message to make sure that you want to do it. Say yes, and we now again see all the slides of my presentation, and at the end, here are our 2 poll questions. When you add polls to a presentation, the slides are just going to appear sort of just these generic green boxes, but you'll be able to see the polling question that it's for right in there. So now I'm just going to want to reorder these a little bit so that my polls are activated or unlocked at the appropriate times. So my first poll I want to place after this first flag slide that we created. So I'm just going to click on it and then drag it to the place where I want it to go. All right, looks good. I'm going to do the same thing for this second poll, and I'm going to put it after my other flag slide that I created. We'll go ahead and hit save, and we're now ready to go. We've got the entire presentation created. We've got our polls embedded. We're ready to present and hook up to the big screen. All right, so now I'm in the room getting set up before my session or presentation starts. What I'm going to do is, on the computer that's being hooked up to the big screen, I'm going to enter my session on Conferences.io, sign in as the moderator, and then go back to my session settings, scroll down to that View and Manage Current Presentation, and this time I'm going to hit Start Presentation. What happens is a new tab opens up that's going to be running presentation mode, and I can put this into full screen mode by using this button, the bottom right corner, to get rid of all of the other browser buttons and tabs, making it look really nice and clean up on the big screen. So now what I can do is transition to my first presentation and leave this slide up on the big screen while everyone's entering the room, getting settled, or you can have it on your instructional slide. That's always a good thing to do as well. As everyone's coming in, you got this up on the screen, kind of giving them the cue to join your session on Conferences.io. Once you're ready to start, you can either use the arrows on the computer or a separate slide remote, just like you would use with PowerPoint, to transition from slide to slide and go through your presentation. Once you get to your first poll question, you've got this placeholder slide queued up, gives everyone the call to action to get ready for a poll question. And now when we advance slides, what's going to happen is that the attendees are automatically taken into that poll question, and it's very easy for them to respond. And once they do, the results will begin to update in real time on the big screen. We only have one attendee in this scenario, but these graphs will be shifting around and moving around as all of the responses are coming in. Once you're done with this poll question, you've talked about the results a little bit, you can simply transition to your next slide and continue going through your presentation. Again, talking about the different slides that you've got until you get to your next poll question. We tell the attendees, all right, we're going to do another poll, get ready. This next poll, and this time the attendees are going to respond and the results are going to be displayed in a bar chart. So you can kind of see the different format options there, pie chart or bar chart. Once we're done with this next poll, we can continue with the rest of our presentation. So again, it's very easy to transition from your presentation slides into polls without having to switch windows or anything like that. You can run the entire presentation through Conferences.io and make it very easy on yourself.